I remember back in my high school days when I was called upon to read a speech at the school assembly on the subject topic of the Lantana camara invasive plant species. At this time, I was a member of the Conservation Club, and right there began my passion for the environment. Now today, the journey continues, and we start this brand new TV show where we are going to be sharing stories of sustainability, where we put human interest stories at the center of development. This is Sustain. Have you walked into a shop and bought a product and wantonly thrown the packaging or the container out the window of a car, a bus, or even just on the ground without considering the consequences of where this litter will end up? This is something that we want to solve here on Sustain. The Sustainable Development Goals set clear targets for managing a clean and serene environment, an environment that is good for you, for me, and for future generations. National Cleanup Day is a campaign that takes place here in Zimbabwe every first Friday of the month. And this initiative was started by the President of Zimbabwe as a way to find solutions to raise awareness about the importance of cleanliness, as well as to keep our country clean. Today on Sustain, we are going to be looking at the issue of litter. We visit Greendale, where the National Cleanup campaign took place, so that we find out how the participants felt, as well as the solutions that came out of that event. You're watching Sustain for future generations.
Right, we are here in Kamfinza today because we are doing a rotational cleaning where the mayor, the town clerk visit different centers every month to clean up. But we will go to a number of centers today so that we can be able to cover the whole of Harare. So here we are with the town clerk, Engineer Chisango. He's somewhere with his broom cleaning, and I understand the mayor is also somewhere cleaning. The councillor for this area, Councillor Stuart Msaruwa Mtizwa, is also around. We have senior managers within the city of Harare who are here together with the community. We have also mobilized sporting teams within Harare City Council that draw a budget from the city so that they can also come and plow back into the community that supports their activities.
At the city of Harare, we appreciated the gesture, the initiation by government when the president of the state came to say, let's have a national cleanup day every first Friday of the month. We are happy to be participating because we are the capital city and the most populous city where it's always possible to see people littering all over. But now we are happy that people are participating in this and people are becoming conscious that we need to keep our environments clean. We need to be proud of our environments. So as we come together like this on the first Friday of every month, we're saying even each day people should continue to keep the environments clean. Public transport, we expect them to be having bins inside so that people don't just throw litter out of their windows. Even private vehicles, sometimes you see that happening. But let's be more and more conscious of our environment. If you have a healthy environment, you are also likely to have a healthy population, because there are a lot of diseases that come out of the environment. For example, if you have litter everywhere, we know that when the rains come, there will be leaches that will go into the ground, and a lot of us are now using underground water, and even the surface waters will be polluted. So we need to manage our waste, keep it where it has to be, and then the city council will be there to collect it and put it at the proper disposal sites.
It is everyone's responsibility to keep our environment clean. This is why we've seen it necessary and important for us to leave our office work for these 2 hours as designated by the President of this country to come and join our parent city of Harare and the rest of the other stakeholders that are also taking part in this cleanup campaign. We are focusing here at Kamfinza today, but this is not to say that we cannot then, this initiative cannot be spread to other areas, but because today the cleanup campaign was only focusing here. But what we do is to encourage then residents, Harare residents and any other citizen of Zimbabwe to keep their environment clean.
This day is very significant in the dream of Harare, because Harare has a vision to become a world-class city by 2025. And that vision can only be achieved if everyone is playing a part in its achievement. So playing a part in its achievement begins with cleaning up the city, with everybody having a behavior change in terms of the cleanliness of the city, in terms of sprucing up their buildings. So a day like this is very important because it helps to inculcate the spirit of cleanliness in Harare. It helps to change the behavior. It helps to give a sense of responsibility over the environment in everyone else who is here. Because everybody who is here, who has picked up litter, if they see anyone throwing litter on the ground, they are more inclined to say, what you are doing is wrong. So this is the beginning, this is the first step, and we hope more programs that involve everybody as we move towards 2025 will be initiated and we can move together to achieve the vision.
What we want to demonstrate that we are in it together, starting from the leadership, the City Council leadership, who is supporting the cleanup campaigns. Every month we choose an area that we'll go to clean with the people for that area. We take a lot from our environments. If we keep our environments clean, we also protect ourselves from diseases. So it's important that as residents of Harare, expecting to be a sunshine city, we need to manage our waste. Let's make sure that we utilize the bins that the City Council has put, and as City of Harare also, we'll be working on our refuse collection assets to make sure they are available to collect on schedule so that we don't have dumps all over the place.
It's our priority to keep our own environment clean because they say cleanliness starts with you. So we make sure that at our plant we always try to keep our environment very clean. We also encourage other residents, stakeholders to keep their own environments clean, and collectively together, let us keep the whole of Harare clean and the whole country clean as well.
I am Ropafadzo Mazarire from the Harare Junior City Council. Her Worship Ropafadzo Mazarire, the Deputy Mayor, and with me is the Harare Junior City Council. Our main priority is to help and represent children all over the city. That is why we're here, so that we can help clean the environment so that children grow up in a cleaner environment, thereby they grow up healthier.
I'm Honorable Councillor Tani Sheniwa, and I'm the Vice Chairperson of the Environmental Management Committee. I think it's really easy for us to catch them young, as in to implement some principles at an early age, because it's not going to be hard when they grow up and they're able to learn from an early age than adapting when you're older. It's going to be really hard when you're older, but then when you're young, it's easily adaptable.
I am Honorable Councillor Tatenda, and I am the Clerk for Finance Committee. So we as Harare City Junior Council woke up very early this morning to come and help clean this environment. For us, it is very important because this is kind of what we do. And we have been cleaning, as you can see, for quite a long time now. We have also realized that it's not only us that care about the environment, but also the senior council and the people that came here around Harare to help us clean this environment. So we are hoping that we as Harare try and keep this country clean, for it will help both the children we advocate for and the adults at the same time. Thank you.
The activity that took place here is one of the many activities that we are doing as City of Harare together with the government, calling our all our citizenry to actually take part in the cleaning of our environment. We are encouraging our residents, ratepayers, and also passerby to actually avoid littering, stop the drop, pick the litter next to you, so that we keep our environment clean, like what is done in any other country. I would also want to implore our residents to stop the habit of actually throwing litter everywhere, even out of your car when moving. Remember that we have put down laws that can actually arrest you and be penalized for littering. So stop, save your money. We don't want anyone to be caught offside the laws. Our people have got a tendency, if traveling, say to Zambia, Botswana, South Africa, they just stop the drop by the border posts. Why? Because they know the nationals that they are entering into, they don't allow littering. Our green door is green, and we also want to keep it green. Our theme for this area is less green door, and we would not want to see anything that would disturb our natural environment. The ambience of this suburb is actually up to standard, and we would not want anyone who would come and litter it. And I would want to implore our residents to keep their environment clean as usual. This is where the separation at source started, and we would want also to encourage other environments and other centers to actually follow what we are doing. I am very proud of my residents that they actually keep their environment clean.
I would like to encourage the residents of Greendale to always make sure that the environment is clean, to desist from dumping waste anywhere. I also want to encourage them to take part in separation of waste. At Environment Africa, we have a pilot recycling center that we have been running for a couple of years now. Most residents usually come through and drop their recyclables. They sort their waste at home, and then they bring their green bag with the recyclables to Environment Africa. So I'd also like to encourage those who don't know about that to actually bring their waste to Environment Africa. And it's a pilot project, so that waste will not be paid for. You will just be dropping your waste for free, and then we also give that waste for free to recycling companies that collect from us. So I would like to encourage them to separate waste and to always keep clean, not to just wait for the first Friday only, but to always make sure that our environment is clean and to always conserve the environment all the time.
You're still watching Sustain for future generations. Now, official indications show that more than 2/3 of the world's population will live in cities by the year 2050. And already, most young people in Africa are relocating from rural areas to urban centers in search of work and other opportunities. This means that lots of us will be based in town. Now, to get a good example of good waste management, I'm here at a co-working center in the upper end of Harare City continuing our tour on sustainability, where we'd like to find out from the people that work here and manage this place how they are handling waste management. Joining me on the show now is Taku, who is the community manager at this particular co-working center. Taku, welcome to Sustain.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, can you tell us a bit more about this co-working center? What do you do? How do you do it? And roughly how many people are based here?
So what we do at this space is that we basically facilitate the development of social enterprises. So we give them support in various areas. We help them find opportunities to grow their businesses, find investment platforms that give them exposure to the outside world, and also then open them up to a very large global network that we're part of as this co-working space.
All right. Now, that being the case, obviously there is a number of people that spend their time here being incubated and working from here. How do you go about waste management, considering that so many people are located in a small space? What do you do to manage your waste better?
So what we've come up with is a relatively simple system. Because we don't have too many people here, we have about between 20 and 30 people working here a day. So we've come up with a relatively simple system where we have bins designated in different areas around the space. During lunch times maybe, or at the end of the day, we have help that helps us take this garbage, empty it into one central bin, which is where it's then sorted into various different categories, plastics, glasses, paper, just general waste, and so on. That is the main system of trash management we use here.
Trash management. Yeah. And then I also noticed here at this co-working center we've got a lot of recycled artifacts that have been made into use again. Can you tell us more about that? How did that come about, and why did you see it fit to incorporate recycled furniture and fittings around the space?
All right, so in part, when we talk about recycling, there are many facets, but one of the things that we saw brought a lot of value, especially when you are talking about junk items and so on, without having to over-process them, was upcycling, where you basically take something that's used and discarded into something usable. You have people who transform maybe tires into furniture. As you've seen here, we have old sort of workshop equipment and car spares that have been transformed into different things like art pieces, tables. We even have a discarded agricultural implement back there, which is used as now a display piece in the garden area. So we saw that this is an easier way of deriving value from these objects, and want to demonstrate the potential of incorporating these things within your regular working and living space, because most people don't see the beauty in these items until you actually have it in front of you and see it within the space you live and work in.
All right. Now, that being said, why do you think it is important for us to not only manage this particular work environment, but generally just to manage the waste where we live and everywhere else where we work?
Well, firstly, we are a co-working space, so it is ingrained within us. It's part of our DNA to think that way. For multiple reasons, not only because you can make money from it, but just general hygiene, the way people perceive a space when it's cleaner, it's more inviting, welcoming. People give higher value to spaces that are cleaner, well maintained and kept, and that find interesting ways of incorporating systems of keeping these little areas clean and looking good, basically. Yes,
looking good, basically. And looking good is what we definitely look for, and it's definitely what we want. Now we are going to take our cameras around and check out this co-working space, as well as all the recycled artifacts, just to get inspiration that litter that you have sitting out there at your house, at your workplace, can be turned into something useful that can actually beautify our environment. Still watching Sustain for future generations. Sustainable Development Goal number 11 targets sustainable cities and communities. But from today's show, we learned that Good litter management is one of the first steps we can take towards ensuring that our environments are always clean, hence more sustainable.